Good evening, Nova Nation, and welcome to another episode of Wildcat Watch Live. I'm Pat Ralph.
I'm Jessica Murphy. And I'm Jessica Pizzella.
So, did you guys see what happened during that timeout of the first half of the Rutgers game the other night?
No, what happened? Our student section did a Harlem Shake. You should check it out on YouTube. Speaking of basketball, here's Pat.
Thanks, Jess. This past Saturday afternoon, the men's basketball team pulled off a great win on the road against the Huskies of Connecticut by a score of 70-61. The Wildcats were led by senior center Wildcat 11 points and 16 rebounds in the contest. The Wildcats were also able to get great contributions from junior guard James Bell, who had 11 points, freshman guard Ryan Archidiacono, who had a game-high 25 points, and redshirt sophomore forward Javon Pinkston, who poured in 14 as well. The Wildcats were able to shoot an impressive 43% from behind the three-point line and were able to out-rebound the Huskies by a number of 41-25. The Wildcats were also to keep their winning ways going this past Monday here at the Pavilion when they took on the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, pulling out a great 71-63 win here at home. The win improved the Wildcats to 17-10 on the season and 8-6 in Big East play. The Wildcats were led by all 5 scorers scoring in double figures in the game, and the Wildcats were able to shoot an impressive 40% from behind the three-point line. Here's some highlights from the game against Rutgers with play-by-play from our very own Matt Sheridan.
It was an action-packed game Monday night. Here's Wildcat with one of his many rebounds on the night. Ryan Archidiacono, there he is from the top of the key, knocking down a three-pointer as he tends to do so often. Darren Hilliard with a nice hustle play, gets it to James Bell and out to Javon in transition. Eventually they found Moof in the corner for his patented 15-foot shot. And here's the vaunted Harlem Shake. Villanova crowd going wild with ESPN's very own bracketologist Joe Lenardi dressed up as Benjamin Franklin. It was quite a sight to see. At the end of the second half, Javon Pinkston had 2 big buckets. Here's one of them, kept Villanova in the game. Second half, Wildcats finally got it going on offense. Here's James Bell with a big layup. Darren Hilliard got his offensive rhythm going. There's a 3 from the corner, a steal and a layup, and his jump shot from the elbow. And then here's Daniel Ochefu with a dunk to ice the win for Villanova, 71-63 score.
Thanks, Matt. As for the women's team, they had a pretty good weekend too. This past Saturday afternoon, the women's team knocked off the Hoyas of Georgetown by a score of 57-44 on the road. The Wildcats made a season-high 15 three-pointers in the contest, and they were able to shoot an impressive 43% from behind the three-point line. The Wildcats were led by sophomore forward Lauren Buford's 15 points in the game, as well as senior forward Laura Sweeney's 11 points. Next up for the women's team is home this Sunday against the 10th-ranked Louisville Cardinals here at the Pavilion at 2 p.m. And now here for some news on men's lacrosse and baseball, here's Jess.
This past Friday, baseball had their season opener against Monmouth University. Villanova took an early lead, scoring 3 runs, making the score 3-1 going into the 4th. Monmouth fought back and was able to score 3 runs in both the 6th and the 7th inning, leaving the score Monmouth 7, Villanova 3. Nova fought back and scored 3 runs in the 9th inning, but fell just short, with a final score of Monmouth 7, Villanova 6. For lacrosse, Villanova also had their first game this weekend against Lehigh. Villanova had an early lead, but went into the half trailing Lehigh 6-4. The Wildcats came back and were able to tie it 7-7, but Lehigh was able to score in the end with a final score of Lehigh 11, Villanova 9. And now here's Jess Murphy with women's lacrosse.
Thanks, Jess. The women's lacrosse team kicked off their season this past weekend against Lehigh University. Unfortunately, they would fall 10-9 in a close but tough game. However, sophomore Jackie Frasero had a career high of 5 goals. The women's water polo team played at Bucknell University in the Bison Invite Tournament this past weekend. Unfortunately, the Wildcats could not find the win they were looking for as they were defeated by Bucknell, Indiana, and George Washington University. However, sophomore Kaylin Edwards had 3 goals over the weekend. The men's track team finished 4th overall in the Big East Championship races. Junior Chris Fitzsimmons won the 800-meter race, and redshirt freshman Rob Denault and junior Sam McIntyre also added individual wins in the mile and 3,000-meter races respectively. The women's side did well also as they got 3rd overall, as junior Emily Lapari stole the show as she won the 1,000-meter race and was also awarded Outstanding Performance. Villanova also won the 4x800 relay race. This marks the 21st win Villanova has gotten in this particular race. Good job, girls. In swimming and diving, the women's team dominated the competition in a quad meet at Rutgers University. The women won 8 individual races and 2 relay races. Thus, they defeated Georgetown, Rutgers, and Seton Hall University. The men's team did equally as well as they defeated Georgetown and Seton Hall with 6 individual wins and 2 relay race wins. Now, here's Matt with upcoming games.
And we've got a jam-packed slate of Villanova athletic action this weekend. On Saturday, the women's lacrosse team heads to Princeton. Also on Saturday, the women's water polo team has a doubleheader, first against Mercyhurst, and then at night against George Washington. And then the day's headline with the men's basketball team taking on the Marquette Golden Eagles at 6 p.m. at the Pavilion, looking for an opportunity to bolster their tournament resume. On Sunday, the women's team looks to do the same as they take on the number 12 ranked Louisville Cardinals at the Pavilion at 2 p.m. And the women's water polo team caps off their busy weekend with games against Harvard and against Princeton. Also in action this weekend is the baseball team. They travel down to NC State where they take on likes of NC State, LaSalle, and Wagner. Hoping for big performances out of all Wildcat teams this weekend.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt. For myself, Jess, and the rest of us here at Nova Nation, always remember to tune into Wildcat Watch Live and stay Wildcats.